That's our order, guys. Good luck, have fun. All stealth is better stealth unless you're the one dueling. It looks like it's going to be Rhino versus Dips of the bat. And Dips opening up. Oh, I'm actually, yeah. Stand here plus Zakaria. Dismounted for Dips. Dips. If you need somebody, Zakaria is going to be there for you, man. Zakaria is going to be there for you. Dips got an opener onto Rhino. Got him to about half health. I'm not sure what cooldowns were used because I was kind of just trying to make sure everybody's in a good spot and everything. Yeah, so I missed a lot of that. But that wasn't a trinket. I think it was a normal opener onto Dips. I don't know if Dips trinket or anything. Sap's coming in onto Rhino back to back to back. And it will be out here. Not the best roll available for Dips, but at least he got himself Tricks of Trade available. Going in with all the cooldowns available. Plunder Armor, Artifact Weapon, and a Drone Rush. Getting hit with a parry on top of it too, but getting in-capped, and Rhino decides to juke way away. We are going to have a grappling hook coming out, trying to slow down Rhino, but Rhino's just going to continue running. Full stun into a killing spree coming out to Rhino. Is that going to be Karma? Not quite yet. Rhino just ends up healing through a lot of that killing spree and continues just to run from the rogue as best as possible. Dips gets himself a re-stealth. Pretty decent buzz, but Rhino gets the opportunity to heal himself. Wall is getting used right now, so that wall is not going to be available when Dips gets an opener on him. You can just wait it out. I think it actually might line up pretty well. So Dips just chasing, just chipping away at the guy little by little by little. And trying to sub that if used right now. Yep, could go for an opener. Tricks of Trade probably available with it too, because I'm going to be nearby, man. I'm going to be nearby if necessary. And gonna go for a cheap shot opener with the Tricks of Trade, Artifact Weapon, and not Artifact Weapon, but the racial does get affected into a Touch of Death with Paralysis. Is that gonna be a trinket available for Dips? It might not be. Rhino's going into the Storm Earth and Fire, doing as much damage as possible. Fist of Fury to follow up. Dips actually, oh my goodness, that was so much damage. Oh Jesus, baby Jesus, it's a fire. Holy crap, that was a lot. I knew Serenity was that much damage. I didn't know for Zakaria that Storm Earth and Fire was that much damage. And Zakaria going up next versus Rhinos. Rhinos actually escapes him without getting a dot on himself at all. Now him and his pet are trying to pincer Rhino, get him caught into a stun, stacking up all these pestules off the bat into an apocalypse of the bat as soon as possible, trying to force out that Karma fast. Fist Fury with full burst coming out for Rhino though. Icebound Fortitude coming out in response to the Touch of Karma and AMS right afterwards. And Rhino, of course, is trying to get away from this as much as possible. Zakaria just wants to keep the damage going for as long as possible. The Karma is going to be gone. Zakaria basically didn't take that much damage from that Karma. That pet for Valkyrie is going to get a few pot shots at Rhino, but not too many, as Rhino just keeps going from pillar to pillar. Just going to be able to get away from all of it. Zakaria continues just to chase after the guys. Rhino gets himself a little bit extra cheat to recycle through from the pet for Zakaria. Getting a port for a little bit of healing into a grip for Zakaria. Zakaria might actually have a stun available. Wall is up for Rhino, so you might be able to live this a little bit. Does have Storm Earth and Fire. Is going to get stunned up on it. For Zakaria, do you have any cooldowns available from here on? Or are you kind of just stuck? You might actually be stuck in without any cooldowns. Does have full runic power. Does have Corpse Shield rolling. And as soon as he saw Corpse Shield, Rhino decided to get away from that, dude. He's dipping out of there, man. That grip is going to be very much necessary for Zakaria. And Rhino decides to go to the other side of the pillar with a port. Grip coming out for Zakaria, though. Zakaria just trying to keep him in there, dude. Keep him in combat. The in-cap is going to hold him out in place, but those dots and slows are going to keep him rolling, though. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's healing you. I can't do anything about it. I'm too close, man, just to see the duels. And Rhino getting us root onto Zakaria, trying to keep running, keep going, keep moving. Zakaria, of course, sends the pet out. Might even want to just mount up at this point. I think he's just going to wait for the mount up because I feel like it's just going to be that much faster. Yep, going to go for a running wild while Rhino gets the opportunity to heal himself up to at least half health. Zakaria is going to want to try to do something here. And again, Rhino gets an in-cap into another pillar. Jesus, my guy. My dude. He's like a cat. He does a scratch pose, dude. He needs them pillars. Stun, trinket out of Rhino into a grip. And Rhino, of course, goes back, running into a short route by the pet. Maybe more damage coming out. Try to go for another route by Zakaria. Has full runic power. Wants to use it on Rhino. Rhino won't have a trinket if there's going to be next setup going. Incap coming in. Maybe Rhino actually will go for some damage. And it looks like he might. Touch of Death with a leg sweep coming out instantly. With Storm Earth and Fire. Going to have a lot of damage ready here. And a Fist of Fury to follow. And the Touch of Death did do a little bit of damage for Zakaria. This is not bad. Karma is coming out, but he's able to heal through a portion of it. AMS to respond to that Karma. The pet is going to die for Zakaria. Won't be able to, Zakaria won't be able to use it for a while. Is trying to get some damage into Rhino, but not quite the cigar. Just kind of slowed out in the open. Does have a few Festering Wounds available, so if he has a stun and Apocalypse ready, can get maybe Rhino low enough. Is gonna go for a stun, is gonna go for an Apocalypse actually, getting the pet out and everything, trying to get as much damage out as possible. Fist of Fury to respawn, more defensive Fist of Fury available. Rhino's trying to do some damage to Zakaria, but then ports out as soon as he gets a moment. The undeads are gonna be chasing after Rhino, trying to slow him down before that dragon kick, but not quite. It is gonna be slowed and gonna take some pot shots from the pet. Grip coming in from Zakaria onto Rhino, and Rhino is still hanging in there. The pet comes back with a short stun onto Rhino, fully dotted up and dying, melting little by little. Short route by the pet into another port. Rhino actually just might go down, but is behind the pillar, is able to get a few fuses. Finally, we're dampening at about 2%, and Zakaria runs into his leg sweep off the bat into Fist of Fury right afterwards, and back to kiting and running behind another pillar. Was able to sling at least one death coil in Rhino's direction as he was trying to escape. Has a lot of runic power, not sure if he wants to use it for offensive, defensive. Gets the stun into Rhino, maybe Apocalypse ready, maybe some damage ready, maybe some procs available right now. Rhino's actually going lower and lower, and health does get an incap into Zakaria, and does go for a port yet again into fuses back to back to back. Zakaria, I think, pulls his pet back so he can finally mount up and maybe finish Rhino. Rhino is trying to recover 5% dampening, not really doing too much for him. Scott is still in combat. He has some, I think, Blobule pet still attacking Rhino. So we'll see how it goes. For Zakaria, probably has a, oh my god, another pillar. What is with these monks and pillars, man? Come on, guy. Oh, Jesus. He's playing the class he's supposed to, but come on, man. That's ridiculous. I can't wait for BFA. Hopefully all that will be gone. Honestly, that would be a nice change. Zakaria going for AMS, trying to get some damage into Rhino. Rhino does Karma, trinket the stun from Zakaria, and AMS coming, or IBF, I meant to say before, but said AMS instead. AMS was used for the Karma to take as much damage of that as possible, absorb as much of it as possible. Does send himself Blighted Ruin Weapon for a moment. The Rhino is trying to counter back with some damage with the Fist of Fury. Zakaria still continues just to have so much health, so much healing. The Corpse Shield does keep him kind of steady for a little bit longer. Rhino is now dropping a little bit lower in health as that full Apocalypse went out. Does drop the pets and everything, and Rhino, of course, goes back to the other side of the pillar. Oh, I was not missing this at all. Zakaria is just getting... I keep calling Zakaria. It's Zakaria. Zakaria just keeps getting legioned right now, back to back. Wall coming out for Rhino, might have himself ready. Stun coming into a grip, might be able to end it right here. Rhino barely hanging on a little bit of health, probably incap and a port. At least a port came out. Does have at least under 1 million health. Still trying to get away from Zakaria. Zakaria might be able to get a grip. No, the incap lasted a little bit too long. Rhino is going to get away from a lot of that damage. No dots on him or nothing. Or maybe he keeps cleansing them, one or the other. Zakaria again walking up to the pillar, and a big movement speed available for Rhino. Does get a slow into Zakaria, who's trying to go with Dark Flight. Gets a root with the pet, and I think he tries to get out of it, actually. I think he got out of it with one way or another. No trinket available for Rhino for a while. So for Zakaria, if he has the setup going, he does have 6 Festering Wounds available. There is wall available onto Rhino. Incap coming in, and Rhino tries to get himself a Touch of Death available. For Zakaria, if there's a trinket available, he might actually be able to do something. He does have a trinket available. AMS comes out, but that's a lot of physical damage coming out onto him. Does stun Rhino, might be able to time Apocalypse to end the guy. Karma coming out as soon as possible. No AMS available for Zakaria anymore. Actually has to run away from the guy. Is trying to run away with Corpse Shield available, trying not to let Rhino heal too much. So now Zakaria is the one who's trying to heal. Did get a kick onto Rhino for a short moment. Rhino's under 1 million health. Short stun by the pet. Grip as he tries to get away, and he might just down to the dots. Barely has any health left. Still melting and down. He goes. Zakaria is the champ, man. Oh my goodness, but Bad Gul'dan is not gonna let him recover for long. Setting up demonic gate and everything. Zakaria, my man, at 21% dampening, was able to take out the monk Rhino, who took out Dips. This duel still continues on, man. This duel is still on. Bad Gul'dan trying to make sure the guy comes out in the open. He doesn't have Horror anymore. He does not have Coil. He doesn't have Coil. I don't know if Zakaria realized it. I'm not gonna say it right now, but Bad Gul'dan does not have Coil. What's the order still for us? It is going to be, just to check, Dips, Ross. Oh, Zakaria goes, then Ross, then me, then Cry. So they swap places, I guess. Zakaria trying to get away from Bad Gul'dan, and he did. Got away to the other side of the pillar. Needs to get his runic power available. Needs to have some defensive cooldowns in order to deal with Bad Gul'dan as he tries to get a port available. Grips him in. Casbolt coming out with walls. He kind of can maybe line it. Does pop AMS for it. Does get himself Apocalypse ready and everything. Just trying to snowball onto Bad Gul'dan, who's trying to get himself a little bit of defense. Dark Pact and another ward coming out so you can reflect some damage. Zakaria finding refuge in anti-magic zone. Casbolt is trying to come out. Someone Doomguard is coming out right afterwards. Didn't have his pet available, but I guess now he does. Trying to get to go for a slow pet or something. I'm not really sure. The pet is just running away. You know, I thought the pet was running away in the wrong direction, but that's where Zakaria was. Zakaria gets a grip onto Bagel Dan and does take him out. Who's up next? And it's gonna be dead. Oh goodness. Zakaria waited a little bit until he had everything and then snowballed on the guy. And as Dead lines up all the traps, Zakaria decides, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that, man. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not messing with that. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. The dampening is right now at about 31%, so this is going to be a little bit rough for both of them, because Dead has a lot of self-healing. Zakaria has somewhat of self-healing available for himself. Now, it's a good question. Who wins here, man? Who has the advantage? Dead has all the traps, so if he kites Zakaria for all the traps, it's going to be rough. But Zakaria does have a stun and a grip, so if you catch Dead, grip him, stun him, and get him. Dead is just trying to force Zakaria out, and Zakaria keeps ranging the guy. Does have one grenade thrown at him, sending the PvP pet over to him. This is actually an opportunity for Zakaria to get a bunch of runic power, and that's what he does. He starts getting some runic power available, and Dead is just trying to force Zakaria out in the open, then cut him through a bunch of traps. So it's actually interesting to see who would win here, because Dead, if he has dots or if his pet has dots, I don't think Dead can heal. Like, he can't use his self-heal available. It does remove dots off of himself, but I think if his pets has dots, it won't do it either. I think Zakaria just ran into a trap so he doesn't go that unbreakable trap, because he knew it was going to happen. Yes, that's exactly his plan. Buffs up his pet, stun onto Dead, into a trinket off to Dead, off the bat. Dead going for some damage into a harpoon right afterwards. Loaded up with dots. Icebound Fortitude coming out, and Corpse Shield coming out for Zakaria. He's going to go through traps, so Anti-Magic Shell is, of course, available. Trying to get some damage onto Dead. Has all the pets and all the undeads chasing after the guy. Undead is just meeting his lost brethren that he left at a funeral a while ago. Zakaria does have some damage on him. Many badges are coming out for Dead, and Zakaria trying to stop it. Is kind of stopping it, but the traps are going to be back there. The good thing about Zakaria, a lot of his pets can run through a lot of Dead's traps, and so Zakaria doesn't have to trigger them. So like freezing trap maybe, or explosive trap, he won't have to trigger the traps, and the actual effect is popping himself anti-magic zone, forcing Dead to come at him. Dead really wants him to go into that explosive trap, but doesn't quite do it. Zakaria barely has any opportunity to self-heal right now, and actually might go down, being whittled down by Dead. Gets a stun into Dead, but Cruel Sacrifice is going to stop a lot of that damage. Zakaria is dropping lower and lower in health, onto 60k, and does go down. Up next is Ross X. Manic Badgers are coming out, as well as a Survivalist perk available for Dead. Ross Shifty is getting an opener on him, going for a regrowth to try to get blood talents up, does get trapped up by Dead, and Dead now is playing against a Pharaoh, which plays a lot like a rogue, so I think this is going to be a little bit hard. It is going to not want to let Ross Shifty get any resets. It's going to be a wall coming out early. I guess Ross was trying to, or Taylor was trying to anticipate some damage out of him, man. Dude, why monks should be banned? I mean, I guess a totem pole kind of deal, right? Well, if you ban monks, why don't you ban rogues? If you ban rogues, why don't you ban, like, you know, another class, I guess. Ross just loaded up with dots with Inkar and trying to get at Dead, but can't quite do it. Dead now throwing axes at him is going to harpoon to Ross, which might keep him out in the open, but that root is going to keep him at bay. Ross is dying little by little. Viper Sting reducing all the healing he could do, and going to go down to Dead, and I think it's me up next, actually. And then it's Cry afterwards, yeah. Oh, this is going to be fucking rough, dude. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that. Actually, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to deal with Dead. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, he's going to run through that stun, though. He's going to run through that stun. Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of health for this guy. Oh my god, I actually can't do anything right now, can I? Yeah, it's a lot of magic damage it's doing to me right now. Oh god, why would you be out in the open with me like this? Yeah, I can't let you. I cannot let you, my guy. I cannot let you. I guess your pet has to die then, huh? So I can heal, maybe? That's all I can think of, my guy. He definitely has... Hey, what if I do this? Is that gonna hit Dead? Because his pet is hitting me, right? Maybe? No! How do you kill that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. This is so bad for me, dude. This is so bad for me. Oh, now he knows that I'm in a bad spot, doesn't he? He 100% knows. Oh, Jesus. I hate how he just... Oh my god. Steven, my man! How you doing, my guy? How you doing, my man? Oh my goodness. I'm just dying to death right now. Watching you from work, my man. Can we get a hashtag Steve in the chat showing our appreciation for all of this? Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. I'm so dead. No, this is so annoying. He's gonna hit. He just get poked behind a corner from a goddamn mile away. Like there's literally LOS. There's a fucking end of the fucking pillar, end of the fucking pillar. There's a corner. He's on this side, I'm on this side. There's wall, and he's still hitting me through it. I don't understand this fucking game, but that is gonna go down, I think, maybe to cry. My man, Steven, thank you so much for that donut. Can we get a hashtag Steven Rodriguez in the channel? It's 50 bones, my man. Thank you so much, my guy. That is a lot. That is a lot of money in donations, my man. That is a ton. That is a ton. Hashtag Steven in the chat, guys. Holy shit. Oh, I hate that against Daddy. I have to play the traps thing because his pet is just killing me. The dots are just killing me. We do get a trinket out of Cry as he gets hit with a trap and a cheap shot and finally takes out Dead, still with the crows. And I think Therakon, the Reckon might actually end him right here. Does throw an axe at him. Can't quite charge and execute him. Cry might actually get a chance here. 64% dampening, so that's going to be very, very rough. Oh my god, the range on him, I swear to god, I'm either here and he's here and just pokes out damage, which is insane, but like I'm on him and I see him and I'm spamming my fucking lightning bolt and I'm spamming it and he just runs and it's like, oh, I can't do that. So he can do that to me or I can't, or I was right here and he was right here, unless on his screen he did this, but on my screen I can't fucking tell because he just did this move right here. I don't fucking understand, dude. I'll be able to slow it down and look at the details. Oh, that's the worst about EU, man. Playing from an A on EU. God, I hate it. I hate it. But also the traps. Like, even if we had the lag and he didn't know traps, I think I would have probably won too. But that's so hard. That is so hard. And it looks like it's going to be big burst out of the Reckon. And it looks like actually Cry might go down. Barely lived, dude. What was that? That was all the damage in the world. What was that? Oh my goodness, Cry does get to go get some stealth though. Pally, can you go back, bro? It's really, really confusing what the hell's going on, my man. It's really confusing what's going on. Really confusing. Unless he's trying to tell the warrior. The rogue is gonna go for first aid. Does the warrior see him though? No, he doesn't. He's looking in this direction. Where's the rogue? Rogue is in this direction, but the Reckon doesn't see him. Oh my god, nice traps, Dad. Jesus, those traps, man, are fucking ridiculous. I actually thought you couldn't heal if your pet is in combat, but you still could heal. So I guess I was told wrong info. I don't know who told me that. I think it was you that told me, or someone else. Or maybe it was Camo. It might have been Camo. It might have been Camo. So I thought that was just all heals. For whatever reason, Cry gets an open onto their Reckon. Getting stunned up. Evasion is keeping him afloat for just a little bit, though. The Reckon getting a charge back. Going for a massive heal. But Cry actually took out the Reckon. I don't know what the hell just happened. Cry was barely living it with that evasion back to back to back. And the Paladin trying to end Cry right now. Doesn't see Cry. Not going to pick up the eyes or anything. Cry versus the Paladin. Relic versus Cry at 77% dampening. Subtlety versus Ret. Who's gonna win? That's gonna be a question. That's what it was. It is the camo. And I thought it was all heals. Because I thought, oh, how do you heal? Because it was that kitchen guy that was dueling as Outlaw. And I was like, oh, he went to heal. I'm like, oh my god. I didn't think it was specific ability. I just thought, how do you heal? You know, like camo. I'm like, okay. Then you said, kill the pet, or hit the pet and keep him in combat so he can't heal. I was like, okay, all heals. It was just my lapse in judgment there. Oh, fuck. I only remember that, dude. I only remember that. But even then, like, what am I supposed to do? Send the wolves? You can't control them like a pet. They're just like, hey, who are you attacking? I'm like, well, I can't hit the hunter. I'm like, well, I don't see him then. The pets. I did keep it slowed, and I did get you into a stun and got some damage into you. I probably should have done that more than once, right? When you pop it now, it gets you slow as you're running back, put you into a stun, so you have to, like, trinket or do something to get away from that stun or something, you know? That's probably what I should have done. That's probably what I should have done. Or try to reach you with Sundering, and you'll be rooting in place for a moment, then drop the stun and hope you don't kill it. Open it up with a cheap shot onto Ryak. Cry got himself ability to... he got out. Unbreakable Will early, sprinting around away from the red. Forced out the Paladin trinket as soon as he could. And gonna keep the Paladin kind of out of his reach. out of Hand's Reach. He's playing the many Vanish builds, so not the Bursty build. So for survivability, has a lot less health to work with. Is right on top of the Paladin. Sap coming into a cheap shot. It's going to be an opener for a Paladin by any chance. There's not going to be cooldowns for Cry. It is going to be one charge of Shadow Dance available though, and it is going to be a big old Shield of Vengeance and Crusade right afterwards. Cry just coming in with a cloak onto that, forces the bubble out of the Paladin pretty early. Doesn't have any dots on him. Does have a little bit of healing. Ryek trying to heal himself up, but Dampening is 87. Cry has a lot more health, and I think it is going to be the end for the Paladin. Shadow Strike, and that's going to be the it. That's gonna be it, man, to end it all. Cry takes it back with his miraculous beatdown against the Fury Warrior. Finally was able to take out Dead, who just decimated so many of our guys, and finished it strong against the Paladin. Well done, my man. Well done.